Thanks for joining us for KSAT News at 9, streaming live here in the KSAT 12 newsroom. I'm Courtney Friedman. One more COVID-19 related death to report in Bexar County, bringing the local death toll to 63. That patient was a resident at the Buena Vida nursing home. Meanwhile, 44 new cases were reported today, bringing the total number of cases to 2,322. We will have more coronavirus coverage in just a minute, but first let's get to the weather. Katie's here with us. We have got some colors lighting up the radar right now.
Yes, radar is very busy off to the west of San Antonio. So in and around Bexar County and the city of San Antonio, now things are quiet out there, but storms have been brewing in the higher terrain of northern Mexico and in far west Texas. This is fairly typical this time of year, and generally when those storms get going in the higher terrain of Mexico, we've got to watch them pretty closely. Sometimes they do die out pretty quickly, but sometimes they get a little bit of gusto behind them, and the steering winds in the atmosphere are allowed to push those storms east closer to San Antonio. So we have seen over the past couple of hours these storms that have come out of Mexico really start to weaken, especially this bunch that is moving into Uvalde County. For a time, this portion of these storms were severe out near Del Rio, even near Bracketville, but they've really lost a lot of their gusto. So there is some rain moving into Concan now, and central northern Uvalde County. This bunch of storms down through Maverick County, Eagle Pass looks a little bit healthier. So some more lightning, possibly some heavy rain, some small hail there as well. This is moving due east. If it gets to San Antonio, it would be here probably right about midnight or so. So coming up in the full forecast, we'll take another look at radar, and we're also going to talk about a big shift from how hot it's been the past couple of days, Courtney, to increasing rain chances as we get into the holiday weekend. So a lot going on.
All right, we'll see you in a bit, Katie.
Yep.
Thank you. Well, this pandemic has forced school districts to quickly adapt to find new ways to conduct classes virtually and reach students without seeing them in person. But what happens to the students who can't be reached at all? It's a problem local schools are now facing, and Tiffany Huertas takes a look at how districts are handling students who they haven't heard from since classrooms closed in March.
We have a team of people who's both on the campus and at the district level whose mission is to find these students.
While San Antonio ISD teachers have been engaging with students online during the pandemic, some children have not been logging on at all.
Our goal is to make sure that we know why each and every student is not logging in, or that we haven't made contact with.
There are currently 48,293 students enrolled at SAISD, and the district has been able to connect with 96.6% of those students during the pandemic.
Preliminarily, what we're seeing is that many of those students are either they have moved, and so we can't locate them, or they're in an alternative placement like the Juvenile Justice Center.
Chief Academic Officer at SAISD, Patty Salzman, says some students might be getting paper copies of classwork and not logging online. But Salzman says after calling the students and making home visits, some are still nowhere to be found. Southside ISD has been in touch with 95% of their students. At Edgewood ISD, they have been able to connect with 98% of students. And Harlandale ISD says out of its 13,421 enrolled students, they have connected with 98%.
The last thing we want to do is fail a student because of this, because this is a difficult situation.
The Texas Education Agency issued guidance and best practices related to locating these so-called uncontactable students. Their list of recommendations includes creating teams that can do home visits, creating incentives for students, and engaging with the district's homeless liaison personnel.
Our teachers are worried about these students, and so are administrators. So they are on everyone's top priority list to make sure that we can find them.
A spokesperson for SAISD says they will not fail a student solely because of an inability to make contact with them. They are taking these things on a case-by-case basis. City staff presented San Antonio council members with proposals on how to use some of the federal coronavirus relief money. San Antonio received $270 million through the CARES Act to respond to COVID-19. The city's so-called COVID-19 Recovery and Resilience Plan focuses on workforce development, small business support, the digital divide, and housing security. It includes job training, providing additional shelters to people experiencing homelessness, and grants for small businesses. A budget on how the money will be divided will be presented during next week's council meeting. Council could vote to ratify that plan as soon as June 4th. We do not need another problem. Those are words of a local pediatrician who sees the number of checkups and vaccine appointments plummeting. He worries other diseases will begin to spike as camps and daycares begin to reopen. And he has words of wisdom for both parents and other physicians. Fear and closed offices keeping parents from taking kids to the doctor for their vaccinations and well visits.
We're seeing across the country that vaccination rates are down. There was some Michigan data recently that's been showing that 20% down, and in the younger infants even up to 50% down.
Dr. John Finch and his colleagues at Heritage Pediatrics in Alamo Heights are concerned.
Once the rates start to drop, you can start seeing illnesses like measles, pertussis, meningitis.
Although vaccination and well visit rates are down nationwide, Dr. Finch and his team have found a way to keep almost 100% of their patients vaccinated. And this is how. Vaccines in the car.
We would do a telemedicine visit, and then we scheduled them a time to come over and do shots in the car. And it actually went remarkably well and efficient.
He says he's seen some other physicians get creative as well.
We just have a certain period of time during the day when people are just coming in for infants to make them feel more comfortable. A lot of offices would see well patients in the morning and sick patients in the afternoon.
Even though stay-home orders are relaxing and offices are reopening for in-person doctor's visits, there are reasons to continue these options. At-risk patients and worried parents may still be uncomfortable going in, and many medical professionals predict another COVID-19 spike this fall. Either way, kids are getting back to normal activities, and Dr. Fitch says without updated vaccines, COVID-19 will become one of many diseases parents will have to worry about. The San Antonio Food Bank CEO Eric Cooper says he and his staff are extremely grateful for community support during the last 9 weeks. It was images like this where hundreds lined up at the Trader Village flea market to receive food that really brought out the generosity in our community. According to the food bank's recently released crisis impact report, their distribution numbers doubled. The food bank distributed 17 million pounds of food through 16 counties. Volunteers served more than 26,000 hours. And roughly $9.1 million purchased 200 semi-truckloads of food for people in need throughout this pandemic.
We're now, coming to where the cities are opening and the economy might be strengthened, but we don't know what the future is going to bring.
A private-public partnership helped the food flow into the food bank. Federal funds are just now arriving and will continue to carry the food bank through the uncertain future. Now let's head to the 9 at 9. A deadly virus is threatening U.S. rabbit populations. An exciting discovery made on Dead Sea Scrolls. Plus, a look at how COVID-19 is impacting communities around the world. Here's tonight's 9 at 9. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says 5 San Antonio hospitals will receive cases of remdesivir to treat COVID-19. These cases have been provided through the Department of Health and Human Services. Remdesivir is among the most promising drugs being studied to help fight COVID-19. Early studies show it shortens recovery time for patients. In Michigan, dam failures caused catastrophic flooding and forced thousands to evacuate. 2 dams failed after heavy rain across the state.
This is really a crisis, a slow-moving disaster within a slow-moving disaster, a water disaster within a pandemic.
The river is expected to recede slowly over the next several days. A deadly virus is threatening rabbits in the United States. Rabbit hemorrhagic disease type 2 can cause internal bleeding and swelling. The virus has recently killed wild rabbits in New Mexico, Texas, Arizona, Colorado, and California. Rabbits can spread it among each other, but humans cannot become infected with it. Students at the University of Cambridge will not be sitting down for face-to-face lectures anytime soon. The prestigious British university said they're scrapping them until mid-2021 because of the pandemic. They'll still be doing lectures online and some small group teaching, but with social distancing. President Donald Trump's youngest daughter has graduated from law school. Tiffany Trump was honored in a virtual commencement ceremony for Georgetown Law School. Today, the president tweeted, quote, "Great student, great school. Just what I need is a lawyer in the family," end quote. The use of masks is now mandatory in public spaces in Spain. Spain's Ministry of Health has ordered people over the age of 6 to wear masks in all public spaces where social distancing cannot be guaranteed. Researchers have made a remarkable discovery: hidden text on fragments of Dead Sea Scrolls long thought to be blank. The fragments have been housed at the University of Manchester in the UK for decades. They were deemed largely worthless. But recently, when scholars looked at the scrolls with a special imaging camera, they found that 4 of the fragments had bits and pieces of readable Hebrew Aramaic text. Memorial Day weekend is right around the corner, and the city of San Marcos is opening up its riverfront parks on Friday. The city's encouraging people to distance themselves from others who are not in their immediate household and to wear face coverings when distancing is not possible. An Italian woman has won a Picasso painting worth $1.1 million, and she bought that winning raffle ticket for only $110. The raffle is part of a fundraising effort. The money will be used to build and rehabilitate wells, washing facilities, and toilets in villages and schools in Cameroon, Madagascar, and Morocco. They hope to improve the lives of 200,000 people. To read more about these stories, head to KSAT.com. In just 1 minute, Mayor Ron Nirenberg will join us to answer your coronavirus questions. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Fighting fear with facts, it's what we're trying to do every night during this pandemic around this time. And tonight we're joined by Mayor Ron Nirenberg, as we are most every Wednesday. Mr. Mayor, thank you for joining us tonight.
Great to be with you, Steve.
We've got some good questions. And the first thing we want to talk about is the so-called recovery and resilience plan. What is the goal of this plan that city staff laid out today?
Well, the goal of the plan is really to prioritize our resources to make sure that we're dealing with the response first, which is the bulk of the CARES Act funding related to the emergency response, testing and tracing, so that we have the conditions set for safe opening of the economy. And then it's really to put ourselves on a path to restore the livelihoods that have been disrupted. We know that many people have been out of work. There have been a lot of, general aberrations and disruptions in our economy, and we're trying to get back on track, but in a more resilient manner. We know that the post-COVID economy is not going to look like it did before, and so we want to be ready for that.
When I asked you this question at 6 o'clock, but when you specifically talking about tourism and hospitality and some of the things that our economy is largely built on right now, are those the kind of job sectors that you're looking at?
Those are some of them, because that's one of the industries that we know is going to take a little bit of time to get back to full speed, and what full speed looks like, a year from now may be dramatically different than what it did beforehand. And so we want to make sure that those workers that have been impacted have the ability to get back to work, but also are getting back to work in jobs that will last. That requires, obviously, in some cases, some retraining, some opportunities for education and access, but also it requires us to get small businesses themselves that have been impacted back up to speed. A lot of them have been offline for a couple, 3 months.
Job training a big part of that effort, I'm guessing.
It is, and so we are working with several different partners to really get a scope for the work that's going to take place. It will be staggered over the course of a year, but it's really, again, aimed at mainly those workers whose livelihoods and careers have been disrupted because the COVID economy saw some significant disruptions, and then going forward we'll not see a return to the way things were either immediately or ever, and we've got to be ready for that.
All right, let's get to some of the viewer questions tonight. Stay home, work safe, designed to help flatten the curve. Now that the curve has been flattened, why are you trying to extend it?
So the flattening of the curve is an ongoing battle. And so as we begin to open up the economy and the governor defines new activities and businesses that can open, there's still an effort to contain the virus. In part, assess where it is through testing, make sure that when we do identify those cases, we can trace where they originated, and then ultimately we can isolate them from the rest of the public. If we don't do that, then we risk more outbreaks and us potentially going backwards in terms of the opening. So when it comes to the stay home, work safe orders and where we are now, it's really about acknowledging that some of those businesses and activities have been opened, but we also have to continue our efforts to contain the virus by practicing our physical distancing, making sure we're wearing masks, and ultimately, as the testing and tracing and all the other protocols are in place, rules to make sure that the data is being transferred properly and all the other protocols that need to be in place as we continue to march forward in the opening of the economy.
Right. Just because the curve has been flattened doesn't necessarily mean that the virus is gone.
That's right. We won't be totally in the clear really until there's a vaccine, and that's some time away. But in the meantime, we don't need to hold everything back as long as we have these capacities and protocols in place and we're mindful of the things that we need to do, some of them being physical distancing and infection control, like wearing a mask, that we can do so we can continue to open up while we contain the virus.
All right, next question. Since the state has started to reopen, have you received more calls for stay home, work safe violations?
You know, it has leveled off. Obviously, when we were first going into the deeper restrictions of stay home and work safe, it was all new, and so we were getting quite a bit of calls. But as we've opened, as things have opened up, the nature of the calls has changed. I think people are more comfortable with the protocols. They kind of know what to expect. So those have waned a little bit. But keep in mind, our success, the ability to control this infection, one of the reasons why San Antonio has really done better than most any other big city in the country is because we have been doing this as a result of trusting our medical professionals and the medical professionals providing the data and the information needed timely to make informed decisions to protect ourselves and our families and our businesses. That's the reason why we've been successful. That work is going to continue regardless of the nature of the orders that are in place, either at the state or the local level.
Right. Next question. Have more people been getting tested since testing capacity has increased in San Antonio? And just naming some new locations today where people can get tested tomorrow. Are you seeing more people getting tested?
Dramatically so. We've talked before about capacity being increased, and we've been steadily increasing capacity. We were under 1,000 before. A couple of weeks ago, we reached 1,600 and announced just this week we went from 2,000 to 3,000. Now we're almost at 4,000 capacity, but it wasn't solving the demand issue. We've seen demand go up significantly because we've opened up the protocol. We're now testing asymptomatic individuals. Hopefully there is a reason for you to go get a test, either that you believe you've been exposed to someone who has COVID-19 or that you actually exhibit symptoms. But regardless of that fact, you can go now to one of the walk-up testing sites and get a test without a doctor's order, without an appointment, and really you don't require health insurance or even money to get a test. So that has actually increased our testing pretty dramatically, and we're up over 2,000 tests per day now, which is a significant difference even from about a week and a half ago.
Yeah, that's great. All right, is anything being done to help the homeless who've been turned away from shelters to prevent overcrowding? Because a lot of the shelters in town early on in this pandemic shut their doors.
Yes, and this is one area where I think the community of San Antonio has shined, relative to our peers across the country. We've had a focused effort with community organizations, faith congregations, as well as the city and the county. Several things are happening. One is we have made isolation facilities available for people who may be experiencing homelessness. They have an opportunity to be in a shelter, a hotel room if necessary, particularly if they are exhibiting symptoms. We also have set up homeless hubs around the city, all over the city, to provide essential services, food, as well as sanitation kits, and even screening, monitoring of symptoms and temperatures to make sure that there's no one that is out there that has symptoms. We've also been working to ensure that the community at large is aware of these protocols. And so what we've seen is really astounding when you see what else is happening around the country. We have had no recorded cases of homeless individuals contracting COVID-19. Knock on wood, we hope that continues. We obviously want to make sure that we provide the essential care for everyone in our community, regardless of their circumstances. But we're very, very thankful that this major area of concern has so far been contained, and that's a credit to everyone involved.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, final question for you tonight. I know I'm not the only one that has kids at home and is noticing the temperature getting up into the high 90s. When will the city pools open up?
It's an area of great interest, and what I will tell you is that while the governor did permit public pools to be open, but he also made clear that pools, the city-owned pools, local government-managed pools will be managed by those local governments. So what we are doing is working through a plan to safely open our pools. I expect them to be open a little bit later, but we're monitoring the successive phases of opening Texas to make sure that there's no spikes. So once we pass our data tests to make sure we're safe and we're not seeing another surge in cases, we're going to begin to open those pools. But the plan is being worked on right now.
Great. Mayor Ron Nirenberg, appreciate your time as always.
Anytime. Have a great night, y'all.
All right, take care. We'll be right back.
Now to the latest in the battle over mail-in ballots in Texas. The U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals has temporarily blocked yesterday's ruling by a U.S. district judge, which would have allowed all Texas voters to request mail-in ballots regardless of their age during the pandemic. The Court of Appeals decision sided with Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, who believes an increase in voting by mail-in ballots will also increase voter fraud. The appeals court ordered those pushing for the mail-in ballot extension to file a response to the state's request to block the ruling by tomorrow. Here are today's top stories. Several employees at the Amazon warehouse in San Marcos have tested positive for COVID-19. Amazon officials did not give an exact number of workers or their positions, but a spokesperson says they plan to invest $4 billion from April to June on initiatives to get products to customers while keeping their employees safe. Governor Greg Abbott is allowing the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission to waive late fees on license and permit renewals for bars and restaurants. The waiver applies to renewals with an expiration date on or after March 13th. Bars are set to reopen Friday with 25% occupancy. It's part of the governor's phase 2 of reopening Texas. And 4 new walk-up testing sites will be open over the next 2 weekends in San Antonio. Metro Health and city officials made that announcement today. This weekend, the locations will be at the Palo Alto College Gym and Nellie Reddick Center. They will run from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Thursday through Saturday. The first 175 people who arrive will be tested. No appointments needed, and testing is available for people with or without symptoms. For the location of next week's testing sites, head to our website, KSAT.com. An iconic beer with ties to San Antonio now has a new look. Pearl Beer's flavor and branding has been renewed, and even though the beer hasn't been brewed in San Antonio for years, RJ Marquez tells us designers still use the Alamo City's growth for inspiration. It's the latest story in our series examining the local alcohol industry, SA Spirits.
It's really been a process that's 134 years in the making. The brand has always been something that we've been excited to rebirth.
For more than a century, Pearl Beer has been a part of San Antonio's history. Now the iconic brand is getting reborn. The Pearl Brewing Company is relaunching what it calls its Gem of Fine Beer. The gem is a nod to bubbles in the lager.
The gem-like bubbles that look like little pearls within the glass, and it really was all about beauty. And so we thought that this brand as a whole just had a huge opportunity to be rebirthed.
The brewing company worked with Austin-based design company Gorilla Suit on the new design. It's inspired by both the city's recent growth and the original branding, including the Triple X's.
We really were excited by things like the Triple X's, that pre-prohibition signature of supreme craftsmanship that goes back to even medieval days to really drive home that we're bringing it into a little bit more of a higher quality state.
The original Pearl script was given a small modern upgrade, and the original clamshell is also featured in the new design.
And as you can see now, kind of the triple X's live within that iconic clamshell that Pearl has been so well known for.
The beer also has a new flavor with a mix of modern ingredients that give it that classic American lager taste.
At the end of the day, we wanted this to still be a Texas easy drinking lager. It gets up to 100, 105 degrees here. We eat spicy food. We want something that goes down easy.
The Pearl has always been an innovator in brewing in America. With this relaunch, the company hopes to add to its storied history.
We wanted to, really pay attention to some iconic Texas Southwestern design cues, some original equity from the brand, but give it that touch of modernity that really would make it be something timeless for the next 10 to 20, 30, 40 years.
The new Pearl beer is being sold in select locations across Texas, including San Antonio. It will be readily available at H-E-B on June 1st. Right now, let's turn back to weather with Katie. Last time we checked in with you, Katie, those storms were headed right towards us.
Yeah, they're really starting to fall apart. But we could definitely get some, Adam likes to call it leftovers from those storms that are usually pretty intense out in far west Texas and the higher terrain of northern Mexico. And we're really going to start to shift gears here forecast wise from talking about how hot it's been so far this week. 97 the high temperature in San Antonio, but some spots off to the southwest made it into the triple digits again today. 100 your high in Carrizo Springs, 101 in Cotulla. So far this week, heat has been the story. But now as we get closer and closer to the upcoming Memorial Day weekend, our weather pattern really is going to start to shift away from the big time heat and more toward increasing chances of showers and thunderstorms, and that's evident based on what we're seeing on radar tonight. So we do have some storms, some non-severe storms west of San Antonio and west of 35. Compared to how these looked even an hour ago, these storms are really weakening. Still maybe some very small pea-sized hail possible in some of these storms, some frequent lightning. That's probably the biggest thing here with these storms. They're quite noisy as they move through some of our westernmost counties now, but these are moving due east. If they can kind of hold on a little bit, they could get to I-35 in San Antonio, let's say right about midnight or so. I'm also going to keep a close eye on these storms up closer to San Angelo and the Concho Valley. They still have a good little bit of gusto behind them, and it looks like they may be starting to move southeast. So versus moving due east, these could drop a bit farther south, possibly work into our viewing area overnight tonight. And the latest Futurecast run does indicate that that's a possibility. So we've got the storms off to the west. They could get to San Antonio by about midnight. Again, no severe weather concerns. Some flashes of lightning, rumbles of thunder, maybe a little bit of heavy rain in there. Then we get into the overnight hours, and things are looking pretty good through tomorrow afternoon. So we'll have to watch those two areas of storms as we get into the overnight hours. If you're woken up very late tonight by some rumbles of thunder, again, just don't be alarmed. Our severe weather threat is low, so we'll just be watching for some of those leftovers getting to us in the next several hours. So into tomorrow afternoon, we'll start off with morning clouds, clearing up a bit, seeing some sunshine. It'll be another hot day, not as unseasonably hot as it's been so far this week. And then again tomorrow evening, we'll be looking west and northwest for another round of some storms developing during the heat of the day tomorrow afternoon, potentially trying to get to us overnight tomorrow into the pre-dawn hours of Friday morning. So keep in mind about a 30% chance for a few rumbles of thunder overnight tonight. Most of the day tomorrow will be quiet. Can't rule out an isolated storm in the afternoon, but just like what we're talking about tonight, tomorrow night we'll be watching for some storm development off to the west. Some of that rain could get to San Antonio early on Friday. I mentioned we're looking at our weather pattern changing here. We've got an upper level low or a trough of low pressure that's really going to sit across the western portion of the country as we get into the weekend. This energy, this lift that we need to make showers and storms will really start to kick in Saturday into Sunday, and it'll hang around through Monday, Memorial Day. So that's why you see a chance of rain essentially every day as we get into the holiday weekend. We may have to bump up your rain chances Sunday into Monday. It doesn't look like a washout as we get into the holiday on Monday, but it does look like periods of rain, periods of thunderstorms will be possible as we get into the weekend. So as people are making their plans, I just want them to know that we've got storms in the forecast, and this will be changing as we get closer and closer to the weekend. We'll be tweaking the forecast. So just as you're making plans, check back in with us every day and see what we've got for you.
Rainy Memorial Day. It's not the first, and it won't be
At
the
least
last.
it won't be so hot with the rain and the clouds. We'll be back in the 80s, so that's kind of some
That's
good news.
good. Hey, silver lining. I like that.
Yeah.
Staying positive.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back in just 1 minute. Stay with us.
Hey, what's up guys? Time to check out some stories that are trending tonight on KSAT.com. And we definitely have an interesting batch of things to tell you about tonight. And we start in Seguin at the Magnolia Hotel. So a lot of people may know that the Magnolia is reportedly haunted. A lot of different ghost sightings there, a lot of different paranormal activity taking place at the Magnolia. So before the pandemic, they were allowing people to stay overnight. Well, guess what? That has reopened. So if you want to book your overnight stay to hang out with a ghost, you just want to get away from people. I mean, we're trying to social distance anyway, right? This might be the way to do it. Hang out with some ghosts at the Magnolia Hotel. They are taking reservations right now for you and your family. All you got to do is head over to our website, ksat.com, and you can get some information on that there. I know we're trying to stay away from people, but I don't know if you could pay me to do this. So, so check out all the details on ksat.com. All right, switching gears a little bit here. So every year, the Bolivar Peninsula hosts the Go Topless Jeep Weekend. That's right. That's taking place down there at the Bolivar Peninsula. People went nuts, apparently, as they opened beaches up. Of course, you know, things are gradually getting back open, becoming open, reopening. So this event, people kind of got crazy here. More than 100 people arrested at this Jeep weekend on the peninsula. And in our article, KSAT.com, we kind of go through a lot of the details of what happened there. But we also have this video that went viral of people that were partying out there. Look, they don't look great. I get it. People want to hang out. People want to go do some things. They want to live their lives. But not the greatest look out there for these people. If you want to check out this video, you can go to our website, ksat.com. And again, we have more information on, you know, kind of what is open, more information on beaches, state parks. And again, we're all trying to get back to our regular lives, but these people did not look great here at the Bolivar Peninsula. You can check out this story on our website, ksat.com. All right, speaking of not looking great, this is a really bizarre story, and I'm not even sure how to get into this, but a South Korean soccer team, they have started playing league games. So leagues are slowly coming back up. The German soccer league have started back up. For some reason, FC Seoul in South Korea decided to put sex dolls in their seats. Yes, okay, so this is really weird. So there are no spectators, no fans are being allowed right now in any sort of arenas or stadiums. So for some reason, this club, this organization just decided, hey, we're gonna put some sex dolls up in the seats to basically act as spectators. They of course got called out on Twitter for having these mannequins on there. I'm not even sure how this even happens or how this agreement comes to pass, but apparently this may have been part of a deal, sort of an advertising deal. So when you really kind of get down to the details, that may have been the case. That is obviously banned. No one wants to see that. If you want more information on this story, head over to our website, ksat.com. Again, some really weird stuff happening. Quarantine 2020. But stay safe out there. And I will check in with you guys later. You guys have a great night.
Thank you so much for joining us for KSAT News at 9. Don't forget, if you have something happy, a picture, video, quote, anything, send it to somethinggood@ksat.com, and we might feature it at the end of the show. Thanks for watching. The Night Beat starts at 10.